Hey guys, Varmarate here. How you all doing? So in this video, I'm going to compare the images that are taken from the stock OnePlus application on the OnePlus 8 Pro versus the images taken from the Gcam, which is available for this. So the link for downloading the Gcam will be there in the description below. You can just go and download it. It's a simple APK file. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you the application very quickly, and then I'm going to show you some shots which are side by side taken from both this application, and I'll not let you know that which is taken from which, so you will be the judge purely of which photo you like, so that you will come to know that in which condition which of the application takes better photographs. So it will be easier for you to understand that fact, so that whenever you are in the situation you can use either of the application in order to get the best photographs. So that because it's not necessary that only the Google camera will take better photographs in all the scenarios. It's not the case. So very quickly we will begin with the application. Once you have downloaded it, this is the Google Cam application over here. It's pretty simple. As you can see, we have various modes here on the bottom. So we have camera, which is the basic one. We have portrait mode. We have night sight mode for the beautiful night photograph, which I'll show you later on. We have video mode, and then there's more where you have the panorama, photosphere, slow motion, and time lapse, and each of them have some different features with them, so I'm not going to talk of all of them. So in order to go to settings, when you're in camera, these are the basic settings that you can fiddle with. We can turn the flash on and off. We have HDR plus. So here is the options for HDR. It is either off, it's auto, or it's enhanced. I have kept it in enhanced right now. We have the Google auto white balance, which is really important. This is what does the magic over here. So I have kept it on. There's an option for auto and there's an option for off as well. So when you actually keep HDR plus at enhanced, the motion settings over here get disabled. You cannot change it. There's an option for timer and ratio. So for some more settings, you go in this application over here, and here, as you can see, these are pretty self-explanatory. As you know, going down we have few gestures, so you can use volume key for shutter and double tapping for zoom. So that is basic. We can also add some grid, and in terms of resolution, this is where you can change the resolution. Here we have only two options. It's either full resolution or medium resolution, so that will actually change the aspect ratio as well. When we go in the advanced setting over here, again there are some few controls. So it will show if the lens is dirty, so dirty lens warning will be there. We have HDR plus control as well. If you want that, you can turn it on and off. We can take the images in raw, which is also there. We can also store the videos in HEVC format, where it actually the file size is smaller but the quality of the video is still better. Then here's something called as library patcher. I have disabled it by default. I don't have it enabled right now because I don't know what to do with it, so it's better not to fiddle with it. Here we have the option to choose that HDR plus enhanced mode and the white balance you want from which device. So we have Pixel 3, Pixel 2 and the IMX 586. I have kept it at Pixel 3 because that was the latest Pixel device. There's no option for Pixel 4 over here. We have the HDR enhanced frame rate option and another option. So initially when you start it, you won't see those other two cameras, that is telephoto and wide angle. So to enable them, you need to go in this option and click on this. So when you turn this on, you will get these options for telephoto and wide angle lens. So that's pretty much the application. When you go down in the settings again, here we can turn the video resolution into 4K, and we have the time lapse mode as well. We can turn on the video stabilization and the optical video stabilization. So these are the settings that you can fiddle with. It's pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. And when we go in the videos over here, again here we can change the frame rate. We can change it from 24 to 30 to 60, which is really cool in order to get those cinematic frame shots. So yeah, this was the application, guys. So now without further ado, let's just take the images which are there, and you guys let me know which images you prefer. Here we go. So by now you must have chosen which images you like. So I'll tell you that all the images which were on the left were taken from the stock OnePlus application, and all the images to the right were taken from Google Cam. Now different people have different preferences over here. Some might like the images that came from the stock app. For me, I love the images that came from the Google Cam application because of the accurate sharpness and the contrast which were there in the images, and the post processing was up to the mark because it gave the images the required depth which is there, and it was more true to life. It was not overblown, and the contrast made a lot of difference over there. So I personally like the Google Cam photographs, and especially at night I would say that the Google Cam images were amazing, and they blew the stock images which were there on the OnePlus application, just because of the post processing which is available on the Google side of things, and that is brought by this Gcam application. And for me personally, again, it would be the Gcam application as preferred. But as you can see, and as the image is shown to you, that it depends on you as well, that which kind of images you prefer, because Google Cam images, Gcam images are warmer, and the images that come out from the stock application are cooler. So people who prefer either of the images, they can go with either of the application over here. But for me, Gcam is definitely the one. So yeah guys, that was the video. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I hope this video really helped you in order to choose the default application for taking photographs on your OnePlus 8 series of devices. I'll see you in my next video guys. Peace.